Okay, what's going on, MegaWhale team? Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a technical analysis for both Solana and FTM. We're covering two altcoins today. We're talking about our long-term predictions, talking about our targets, our invalidations, our trigger points, the safest entries, and points to be looking out for on the chart. I would recommend looking at these charts and copying these charts down. If you're a fan of Solana and FTM, which you probably are, that's probably why you're watching this video. Take a note of these charts, keep an eye on it, and trade it as we go. So before we get started, remember, at 1,000 subscribers, we're giving away $1,000. So make sure you're subscribed. Everyone who is subscribed, by the time we reach 1,000 subscribers, will be automatically entered in the giveaway. One more thing, guys, remember, join our Twitter and our Telegram. The links are in the description. We do a lot of stuff in our Telegram. We do trade signals, market updates, community feedback analysis, polls, all these cool kind of things that help you keep you in a loop and keep you up to date with what's happening in the market. All right, let's get stuck into it. So as we can see, we're looking at the Solana chart here. Now, we did a recent video on Solana, which was around over here, I think 25th of January, maybe a little bit sooner. We said that $80 was about an initial bounce zone. We did in fact reach $80, and we did see a pretty significant bounce. I think 25%. We saw a 25% rise up to about $114, getting over that long-term horizontal resistance. We can see that one at $110, which is now labeled our invalidation point. We were not able to hold above that point, and we recently crashed back down and we lost that short-term uptrend we see over here. So the most logical direction here will be a continuation downwards back into the support zone. Unless we have some sort of reversal, we would not be expecting a move upwards. Now, we're going to take a look at the technicals in a second, but looking at the chart and the structure, we're going to break down the points and these critical data points on the chart that you need to keep an eye out for. So first and foremost, that red line is our invalidation, meaning we expect downwards until that line is broken. So think about that for a second. We expect the price to go downwards into our target zone until that line is broken, meaning if we come down and break up here, we would no longer be expecting the price to be reaching here. We would now expect the price to be moving up to our $140 range, which is a trigger zone, all right? We can get rejected from the trigger zone, or we can move past the trigger zone. If we move past the trigger zone, we would expect a continuation upwards, as this will be our major resistance, and that would flip the trend bullish. All right, guys, keep that in mind. So let's take a look at some of the technicals. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete some of this stuff off the chart to make it a little clearer, a little easier to look at. We'll just get rid of all this and we'll bring up some of the technicals. So starting off the VPVR, we can see that $140 range is a very critical point on the chart. We do have a lot of resistance around that 110 to 114, and we do have a little bit of support at this 95 region. So we're going to go down a smaller time frame in a second. We can see that 95 region is actually acting as the last level of support before we see a pretty significant 20% drop, guys, between what, 15 to 30% drop into this gray support zone. All right, so we are keeping an eye on the chart right now. There's a chance we can reverse. We'll be looking at that in a second, but keep in mind we are on the final legs. If we drop any lower than, I would say, let's take a look, I would say 93 cents, you can definitely almost guarantee a drop continuation downwards into that gray box. So let's take a look at the MACD, let's take a look at the RSI, two important indicators I like to use to gauge overall trend and momentum. As you can see, the MACD is converging downwards. It doesn't really matter too much on the 1 day. We're gonna go down to a 2 or 3 day chart, take a look at that. As you can see, we have that 200-day moving average coming up, so there's a chance we can find support on the 200-day moving average. Pretty unlikely. As you can see, momentum converging downwards still. And RSI is quite oversold. So guys, personally, I think we're going to continue lower, but we'd have to wait and see a little bit. The short-term time frame is potentially looking a little bit better just because we do have that support. Remember, bringing up the VPVR, we have that support zone at 93 cents. So there's a chance we can bounce. I'd be optimistic for a small bounce here unless we lose 93 cents, which is honestly, 93 cents is only 2% away. If we lose that, we're going to be continuing downwards. Okay, let's take a look at FTM, guys. So FTM chart right here, we can see we had that long-term trend line which is this black trend line over here, this ascending trend line. This acted as our support line multiple occasions. We can see over here and over here, and we had that fake out in early to mid-December, and of course we retested this major support zone before heading back up, finding support on the 200-day moving average. So what are we looking at now? We saw a drop out of our trend line, of course. Pretty significant drop, retesting this green line. Now, again, this green line is a major support zone, $1.88 support. From here we pushed upwards about 20%, similar to what we saw on Solana, retesting that trigger zone at $2.40, only to get rejected by the trigger, by this downward sloping resistance, and by our previous uptrend. So a lot of resistance in this zone over here, a lot of resistance. They've sent us back down. We have yet to retest the 200-day moving average, but overall it is looking like we can definitely continue downwards to retest this support zone before we make a move upwards. What I would be looking at, similar to how we talked about Solana, what I would be looking at before I enter a coin like this, I would be looking at a break of this trigger. So a move higher than $2.40 would indicate a potential reversal. I would not be looking to enter unless we find a local bottom until that occurs. So either we wait for a drop downwards into one of these support zones, or we wait for a push over $2.40 before you enter. Entering anytime sooner is stupid, it's gambling. The direction is still down. We have no confirmation of a reversal yet, and we have no confirmation that the trend is going to increase. Now you can tell me that FTM is great fundamentally and how they're doing heaps of stuff, and all this stuff's going to make the price go up. Honestly, I don't really care. I don't care about fundamentals. In my eyes, the price is already checked in. We already know Fantom is an amazing coin with amazing fundamentals. I'm very bullish on Fantom for the long term, but the reality is the trend is going down, the price is going down, Bitcoin's going down. FTM is just going to come down with it. It's just how altcoins work. They follow the trend, and regardless how good your altcoin is or how good the project is, it's still going to lose value when the market crashes in a bear market. So guys, I'll be waiting for a entry somewhere around here, of course. Flipping $2.40 will be very, very bullish, and I'll be entering this myself. Until then, I'll be looking for entries within this zone, and within this lower zone here. Let's take a look at some of the technicals real quickly. Again, we're going to bring up the Ichimoku cloud for this one. And as you can see, we are underneath the Ichimoku clouds. We're being rejected. We can see we had that rejection up here. So very, very, very strong resistance. This range over here basically got rejected by absolutely everything over here, which is pretty intense to see. Lagging span, where's our lagging span? It's just in the cloud. So there's a possibility of a reversal, as our momentum hasn't confirmed that we are in fact going down completely yet. We can definitely reverse still. It'd be unlikely, but possible. We are losing the clouds on the 2-day chart, which is never a good sign. 3-day charts, we're in the clouds, obviously most likely going to lose that in a second, considering the smaller time frames. We have already lost it. So guys, yeah, I'm not looking too great. I would expect to move downwards. And if you have any questions, of course, leave them down in the comments. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.